All right, welcome back to Onebar and Lupagus Show. I am Lupagus. Today we're going to try to identify some free agents out there who may fit the Kwesi mold, just kind of knowing what he's done in the past, trying to identify some guys he may target as future Vikings. Before we get into that, this video is powered by BetUS. And did you know BetUS also has a casino for all of our followers who like slots or live casino dealers? Take advantage of BetUS's amazing sign-up bonus, 200% sign-up bonus up to $5,000 or 250% for crypto sign-up bonus up to 5,000. Huge thanks to BetUS for powering this video today. So before we get into who could fit that Kwesi mold, let's just kind of review and talk about the criteria for what makes a player a Kwesi type. What has he done in the past? Well, he's targeted players coming off that rookie contract. He's maybe looked at someone who maybe hasn't quite lived up to their billing of their draft status, whether that be an early pick, first, second, third rounder, or maybe somebody coming off an injury who you could be getting at a bargain deal. Kwesi hasn't yet gone after that top-notch free agent, like the bell of the ball type of free agent on the market. Maybe this year he will do that with the Trey Smith. There was rumors last year Houston was after Christian Wilkins, and I think the Vikings were interested and were willing to pay up for him, but the Raiders just offered him too damn much. So let's get into some guys who I think could fit that Kwesi mold. It doesn't necessarily mean that I want these players, that I want these guys to be Vikings, that these are my guys. I just think these are guys that kind of fit what Kwesi looks for in a free agent, and a free agent who may not cost a whole heck of a lot. So let's start with running back. From Denver. This is an interesting case. Drafted in the second round, 2021, 5'10", 220 pounds. Had a nice start to his career, and then he had a serious injury, really bad, actually. He tore his ACL, LCL, and posterolateral corner ligament back in 22. He underwent surgery, missed the 22 season, came back on the field in 2023, was very limited. And again, he's still not quite where he was prior to that injury. But he was a back who was, having a nice start to his career. He's got 11 career touchdowns, 158 receptions, 966 yards, 5 receiving touchdowns. So a guy who has, been shown the ability to be a 3-down back. The Vikings, we'll see what they do with Aaron Jones. Will they draft somebody? They hang on to Ty Chandler? I think Javonte Williams could be a bargain deal. And there's a projected contract out there for him for 3 years, $20.57 million for $6.8 a year. It seems kind of high for a guy with this injury history and who hasn't really quite shown that he is ready to go. So I wouldn't be surprised if he gets a contract less than that, even maybe a 1-year prove-it deal kind of a thing. So Javonte Williams is my first guy I think fits that Kwesi mold. Let's go to another one. Aaron Banks, the guard from the 49ers. Everybody's looking at Trey Smith. Well, maybe they look at Aaron Banks, the guy who's, I think he was the highest rated run blocking guard in the NFL last year. He was a second-round pick back in 2021. He's 6'3", 325 pounds. He is mean as hell. 43 career starts. I want the Vikings to get 2 guards in this free agent class, 2 starting guards. I want them to spend money. It sounds like they're willing to do that. Aaron Banks would be a great fit. His projected contract, 3 years, $29.14 million, $9.7 million a year. Not a bad deal for a guy who was the highest rated run blocking guard on the market. Aaron Banks, again, second round pick for Notre Dame, 2021, coming off his rookie deal. This just seems like a Kwesi kind of a guy. Not the top guy, but a guy who could be very solid. Let's go to defensive line. Everybody's looking at Milton Williams right now, especially after what he did in the Super Bowl, but a guy who fits the Kwesi mold. Osi Odighizuwa from Dallas, 6'2", 280. He probably put out the end, not quite the size you want, but I think he'd be okay. 172 career tackles, 13 and a half sacks, 28 tackles for a loss. The guy can get after the quarterback. Odighizuwa, again, inside, you probably let him outside, maybe move inside. If you go to the 4-man front, maybe some passing situations, let him really get after the quarterback. Projected contract is a little bit more spendy, 3 years, $62.9 million with an average salary of $21 million a year. So you're not going getting Milton Williams, but this is a guy who's going to cost you almost the same amount as getting a Milton Williams. But a guy who has been very productive in his career so far, and a guy who, again, everybody's looking at Milton Williams. He come back with Odighizuwa here, so it could be like last year with Grenard, no one really had Grenard on the radar. Vikings go and get him, turned out to be a fantastic signing, and Osa could be just as good as that. Let's go back into this. Let's go over to the secondary. We haven't been in the secondary yet, but Paulson, Adebo, the corner from the Saints, kind of had a slow start to his career, but has really turned it on and emerged the last couple of years, becoming one of the better coverage corners in the NFL. Third rounder back in 2021. I love this guy coming out of Stanford. 254 career tackles, 7 tackles for a loss, 43 passes defensed in his career, 10 interceptions. He's got some ball skills. He's got the length. Vikings maybe looking for 2 starters in that cornerback room. Byron Murphy, his contract, I think it's up to projected $24 million a year. Are the Vikings going to pay that? I don't know. Stephon Gilmore's probably going to retire. And it leaves you with Mekhi Blackmon and Noonan McLaughlin. You got to probably sign a couple guys who can start in the draft as well. So Paulson and Adebo could fit that mix. Again, looking at DJ Reed, been a hot name for the Vikings. Travarius Ward, and maybe Paulson and Adebo is the guy Kwesi goes for. Not going to be quite as expensive as those guys, and also just as good. 6'1", 192. Like I said, length to this guy. 2 years, $22 million projected contract, 11 a year. Not bad for a corner who can start, for a guy who's still young and a guy who's really just starting to find himself in the NFL and really starting to reach his peak here. So you get this guy who's really playing at the top of his game and get him a decent deal for a couple of years. Hell yes, why not? And the last guy I think could be a Kwesi type of guy, a Kwesi kind of a target, is safety Julian Blackmon from the Indianapolis Colts. Again, Cam Bynum. Is he going to come back to the Vikings? I don't know. It seems like the steam is starting to build like he might be back. But that being said, Harrison Smith's probably going to retire. Do you put Theo Jackson back there yet? Does Josh Metellus convert to a safety full-time? Do you draft somebody? I don't know. Javon Holland's a hot name out there, but Julian Blackmon could be the guy Kwesi signed. 6 foot, 202 pounds, 3rd-round pick in 2020. The Colts did give him his 5th-year option. So that's why he is just getting to the free agent market now. 300 career tackles, 13 tackles for loss, 1.5 sacks, 21 pass defense, 10 interceptions. His projected contract is 3 years, $24 million, $8 million a year for a guy who has played some really high-level football for a long time. Julian Blackmon, safety from the Colts. So, again, maybe not the top guy out there, but a guy who under the radar and could be very good and will look very nice in that beautiful shade of purple. So my guys, Javonte Williams, Aaron Banks, Odighizuwa, Paulson Adebo, and Julian Blackmon. Those are my guys. I think could be Kwesi guys. We'll see. I just wanted to list a guy or two that Kwesi signs this year prior to him doing it. So we're on the ball and we're ready for it. Any of those guys will make fine Minnesota Vikings. Let me know in the comments if you have some more Kwesi types that you think he could go after. List them in the comments. And also, guys, don't forget to hit up BetUS with that sign-up bonus up to $5,000 or 250% for a crypto sign-up bonus up to $5,000. And always remember to keep your skull in your hole.